I'd like to call to order this Tuesday, September 19th, 2023 Board of Supervisors meeting. If everyone could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Ms. Hannah, can you please call roll?
Ms. Payne?
Here.
Ms. Corporal?
Here.
Ms. Kane?
Here.
Mr. Kizak?
Here.
Also in attendance, Township Manager Ms. Teely Cools, Township Solicitor Mr. Esposito, Assistant Township Manager Mr. Valla, Township Engineer Mr. Kessler, Chief of Police Joseph Barbarilla, Director of Building and Zoning Jim Ennis, Director of Finance Mega Boundary.
Thank you. Our next Board of Supervisors meeting is scheduled for Monday, October 16th, 2023 at 7 p.m. We have a special item tonight. We have an Energy Efficiency Day proclamation, which I'll read. Recognizing October 4th as Energy Efficiency Day in Middletown Township. Whereas energy efficiency is the quickest and cleanest way to meet Middletown Township's energy needs, avoid dangerous pollution, reduce utility bills for residents and businesses in our community. And whereas implementing energy efficiency and other clean energy policies and programs can help boost economic opportunities and job creation while continuing to move Middletown Township towards a sustainable future. And whereas smarter energy use reduces the amount of electricity needed to power our lives, which helps avoid power plant emissions that can harm our health, pollute our air, and warm our climate, and for cities and states like ours that are trying to tackle harmful pollution, and energy efficiency makes our homes and workspace healthier and safer and more comfortable. And whereas cutting energy waste saves U.S. households billions of dollars on their utility bills every year, up to $500 per household from appliance efficiency standards alone, improved energy codes for homes and commercial buildings also can significantly reduce utility costs and create new jobs. Whereas Middletown Township stands committed as a leader in sustainability and joins a nationwide network of energy efficiency groups and partners, has designated the first Wednesday in October as National Energy Efficiency Day, and now therefore be it proclaimed that October 4th is designated as Energy Efficiency Day, and we, the Middletown Township Board of Supervisors, encourage all people in our community to promote energy efficiency, and together we can continue to contribute our sustainability efforts by learning more about energy efficiency and practicing smarter energy use in our daily lives. Okay. Next, we have some events coming up. We have Middletown Community Foundation Jay's Community Night, which is at Jay's Steak and Hoagie Joint, which is Wednesday, September 20th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. We have Parkland Fest, which is Saturday, September 30th from noon to 4 p.m., and that's at Firefighters Park. We have the Middletown Township Fire Prevention Expo, which is Saturday, October 7th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the Restaurant Depot parking lot, which is 1601 Lincoln Highway. And then we have Grooving at the Gates, which is a new event, which is on Saturday, October 14th from noon to 5 p.m. at Forsythia Crossing Park. Next, we'll do public comment on non-agenda items. So if there's any public comment on non-agenda items, please come up, state your name and address for the record. Okay, seeing none. I'll move on to the consent agenda items, and I'll accept a motion for approval of the consent agenda items as stated on the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda items as stated.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Are there any board questions? Any questions from the public? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next up, we have consideration of authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with Pendle Borough for Building Code Board of Appeals. Mr. Esposito.
Yes. So the board has in front of it an intergovernmental agreement and a resolution to authorize approval of that agreement. Pendle Borough has asked Middletown to allow them to utilize its Technical Code Review Board. The Technical Code Review Board is the board that handles any appeals for permits under the Uniform Construction Code. There's a lot of technical requirements for the board members. So you need a civil engineer, you need somebody with construction expertise. And because of the size of Pendle Borough, they usually find it very difficult to find members to fill the board. So they've asked if they can utilize our board, and they would pay for any services that would require. So this is an agreement that would allow such use.
Thank you, Mr. Esposito. So you're saying there's actually no financial cost to the township to allow this agreement to take place?
No, that board does have its own solicitor, and if any costs associated with that, Pendle Borough would reimburse the township for those costs.
If I could just add, in my 11-year tenure, the board has never met. So
It doesn't get utilized often.
You have to have it, but it's rare that somebody makes an appeal.
So what's the impetus for this? Just so that Pendle doesn't have to have such a board in their own municipality?
Yeah, they've attempted to form a board, and they just haven't had the ability to get members to volunteer their time that have the requirements. Like I said, you have to have a civil engineer on the board, you have to have a construction expert on the board, and a couple other specific requirements. And they just had too much difficulty getting it because of their size of their borough.
And they have a manager now, and I think he's just trying to, check the boxes for things that need to be done.
Have any of the other local boroughs asked for this from us? Okay, I'm just curious.
I'll make a motion to authorize the township to enter into a municipal cooperative agreement between the Borough of Pendle and the Township of Middletown for services for Board of Appeals known as the Technical Code Review Board.
I'll second.
It's been a motion and a second. Are there any other board questions? Any questions from the public? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Esposito. Next is the presentation of the 2024 Minimum Municipal Obligation, or MMO, for Middletown Pension Plans. Ms. Mindari.
Can you hear me? Okay. Good evening. I hope everyone's doing well. In accordance with the State Law Act 205, the township is required each year to certify the MMO for each pension plan. It needs to be certified by September 30th of every year. In front of you, you should have the 2024 MMO for both the police plan and the non-uniform plan. These were prepared based on the January 1st, 2021 actuarial valuation that was prepared by our previous actuary, municipal finance partners. The January 1st, 2023 valuation is being prepared currently by Conrad Siegel and will be available hopefully in the near future. For 2024, the estimated minimum contribution requirement is $485,998 for the non-uniform pension plan. That is $22,081 increase from 2023. And the estimated contribution for the police is $3,188,076, which is $191,886 increase from 2023. There's no action required. This is just informational at this point. And then we'll need signatures, like I said, to adopt this before September 30th. Any questions?
Is that consistent with prior years, the increase?
Yes, overall, it's dependent on whoever's on the pension plan. We've had quite a few new employees in the last couple years that have joined the pension plan on both the non-uniform side, and then the police has had quite a few retirements and such, so we've had additional heads come on, so that's really what the increase is.
And do we, from a budget standpoint, did we take this increase into consideration?
It does go into our budget every year, so this is the exact numbers that will be in 2024's budget. So we usually know a year ahead. And then as far as estimating, this helps us with our estimation for the funds that we get from the state. Any other questions? All right, thank you so much. Have a
Thank
good
you, Ms.
evening.
Mindari. So next is consideration of approving the following 2024 Regional Development Authority, or RDA, grant application resolutions. Ms. Teal-Eagles.
Hi, Good evening. You have before you this evening 5 resolutions, which each adopt an individual grant to the Redevelopment Authority. The first is the grant for police vehicles. This is a $325,000 grant request, and it is for 4 police vehicles. The second grant application, the second resolution, is for license plate readers. That is a $16,000 grant. The next resolution is for an application for $495,000. That is for 3 different public works vehicles. Resolution 2326 is for a fire command vehicle for the Department of Fire and Emergency Management. And then finally, there is an application for Parkland Fire Company for 4 thermal imaging cameras. Just a reminder that tonight, by passing these resolutions, you're authorizing the township to apply for the grants. The next step is we will get a call from the RDA. Megha Bandari, who you just saw, will go to the RDA offices and make a presentation for the grants. We typically find out in November. It's usually Thanksgiving-ish, late November, early December. And just for budgeting purposes, just so that you know, we typically, we will put these things in the capital plan. You will see them during the budget discussions, but you still have the opportunity you will be voting on the budget after we get the award. So everything's sort of in flux for a little while, but you will know what the award is before you're asked to vote on the first draft of the budget. And so, as you know, sometimes we shift things around if we don't get the funding. If you want, you can pass all 5 resolutions with one motion. Happy to answer any questions if anyone has any.
And for most of these are replacement vehicles for aging vehicles that we have. Particularly, I know, the public works vehicles are 12, 18, 20 years old. So these are replacements, correct?
They are all replacements, and they are all for vehicles that need to come out of the fleet.
I'll make a motion to approve the following resolutions. Resolution number 23-23R, 23-24R, 23-25R, 23-26R, and 23-27R for the 2024 RDA grant program applications.
There's been a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Are there any board questions? Any questions from the public? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carry 5-0. Thank you. Next, item number 11 is actually being tabled until a future meeting. So with that, I will actually move on to other business, and I'll start with Mr. Kessler.
Nothing to add this evening. Thank you.
Mr. Valla?
Good evening. I did want to remind the board and the public that the final public meeting for the multimodal improvement plan will be held in this room next Thursday. That is September 28th at 6 p.m. And there will also be a Zoom option, and encourage anyone interested in either of those to keep up on the township's website.
Thank you, Mr. Valla. Mr. Esposito?
Just want to announce that the board did hold an executive session prior to tonight's meeting to discuss ongoing litigation matters. And nothing further.
Ms. Teoly-Cools?
I would just like to recognize Christina Bernhardt, who is our Special Projects Manager. Christina has been with us for 2 years. She started out as our intern and has worked diligently on our trash program and our public information efforts. She's done a great job, and Christina is moving on to brighter pastures. She's going to be in the private sector as a communication manager. So just want to recognize her efforts and wish her well.
Thank you. Supervisor Kane?
I would just say thank you, Christina, and good luck. Best wishes.
Supervisor Corporal?
Good luck, Christine. We're sorry to see you go, but happy for you.
Supervisor Hannah?
Thank you, Christine, and good luck in your endeavors. I also wanted to remind people the Human Relations Commission. You can find information about them on the Middletown Township website. And also, if you want to learn more about them, they'll have a table at the Grooving at the Gates event. And have a good night.
Supervisor Kiza?
Yeah, just thanks to Christina and good luck with everything. Nothing further.
Well, it's now my turn to say congratulations, Christina, and we will miss you. And I'm very sorry to see you go, but I wish you the best of luck. And with that, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, everybody did it at once. I guess there's a second.
Second.
So we are adjourned. Thank you.